Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel T. Hope you are all doing well. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you never miss any important updates. Today we discuss about Battle of Midway, how US turned the tide in the Pacific. The introduction to the Battle of Midway and its role in setting the stage provides critical context for understanding how this pivotal event unfolded and its profound impact on the Pacific theater during World War II. The Battle of Midway, fought between June 4th and June 7th, 1942, was a decisive naval battle between the United States and Japan. It marked a turning point in the Pacific, where the balance of naval power shifted definitively in favor of the Allies. The significance of setting the stage for the Battle of Midway lies in its role as a turning point in World War II. Prior to this battle, the Japanese Imperial Navy had demonstrated formidable dominance, achieving numerous victories throughout the Pacific. The United States, reeling from the attack on Pearl Harbor and subsequent setbacks, was under intense pressure to respond decisively. Midway was strategically vital, serving as a barrier to further Japanese expansion and providing the U.S. with a critical launching point for future operations. Two specific examples underscore the importance of this context. Firstly, the intelligence breakthrough achieved by U.S. Navy cryptanalysts who cracked Japanese communication codes was crucial. This allowed the U.S. to anticipate Japan's plans and prepare a strategic counteroffensive. Secondly, the successful ambush and sinking of 4 Japanese aircraft carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, and Hiryu, decimated Japan's carrier strength and marked a significant strategic blow that curtailed Japan's ability to project air power across the Pacific. Opinions supporting this view highlight the brilliance of U.S. strategy and the courage of the military personnel involved, arguing that the victory at Midway demonstrated not only tactical genius, but also the resilience and determination of U.S. forces in the face of adversity. However, there are potential challenges and controversies associated with this perspective. Some historians point out that luck played a significant role in the U.S. victory, as several fortuitous events aligned in their favor. Others argue that the Japanese overextended themselves with overly ambitious plans, contributing to their own defeat. This introductory understanding of the Battle of Midway crucially connects to broader aspects of the war in the Pacific. It marked the beginning of a series of offensive operations by the United States, including the Guadalcanal campaign and the island-hopping strategy, ultimately leading to Japan's defeat. By setting the stage with the Battle of Midway, we capture the essence of a critical juncture in World War II, providing insights into how strategic foresight and intelligence capabilities can alter the course of history. The strategic importance of Midway in the Pacific theater during World War II cannot be overstated. Midway Atoll, a small cluster of islands located about halfway between Asia and North America, served as a critical midpoint in the Pacific Ocean. Its geographical position made it an invaluable asset for both the United States and Japan, as it allowed for control of significant sea lanes and provided a potential launching point for operations across the broader Pacific region. For the United States, holding Midway was essential for defending the Hawaiian Islands and preventing further Japanese advances toward the American West Coast. The atoll's significance in World War II became globally evident during the Battle of Midway in June 1942, a turning point where the U.S. Navy decisively defeated an attacking fleet of the Imperial Japanese Navy. One significant reason for Midway's importance was its role as an early warning outpost and naval base. The U.S. could use this strategic location to observe and possibly intercept Japanese movements, thereby securing its Pacific operations. By repelling the Japanese assault on Midway, the United States successfully thwarted Japan's ambition to eliminate the U.S. as a strategic power in the Pacific, preserving a crucial base for launching counteroffensives across the region. This victory provided the U.S. Navy with an advantageous base for future operations, such as the Guadalcanal campaign, which further shifted the balance of power in the Pacific. Support for Midway's strategic significance is echoed by military historians who highlight the battle as a pivotal moment when U.S. forces went on the offensive, marking the beginning of a broader Allied strategy that would eventually lead to Japan's defeat. The successful defense and retention of Midway allowed the U.S. to control a significant part of the Pacific, impacting Japanese supply lines and military morale. However, some critics argue that the Japanese defeat was not solely due to the strategic value of Midway, but also stemmed from Japanese overconfidence, flawed intelligence, and tactical errors. This viewpoint suggests that while Midway's location was critical, the outcome was a result of complex factors, including U.S. intelligence breakthroughs and superior decision-making. In conclusion, Midway's strategic importance is not an isolated factor, but a critical link in the broader context of the Pacific Theater during World War II. By maintaining control of Midway, the U.S. significantly influenced subsequent military engagements and contributed to reshaping the Pacific power dynamics in favor of the Allies. The Battle of Midway, a pivotal clash during World War II, was influenced heavily by pre-battle intelligence and deception tactics, crucial elements that helped the United States turn the tide in the Pacific. Pre-battle intelligence refers to the gathering and analysis of information about enemy forces and intentions before an engagement. In this context, it involved the U.S. breaking Japanese communication codes, which allowed them to anticipate Japan's strategic plans. Deception tactics refer to maneuvers designed to mislead the enemy about one's intentions or capabilities, crucial for gaining a strategic upper hand. The significance of these elements in the Battle of Midway cannot be overstated. With intelligence indicating a major Japanese offensive aimed at Midway Atoll, the U.S. Navy had the opportunity to prepare and set a trap for the Japanese fleet, arguably changing the course of the war in the Pacific. One specific example of the effectiveness of U.S. intelligence and deception strategies at Midway is the role of Station Hypo, a U.S. Navy signals intelligence unit based in Hawaii. They cracked the Japanese naval codes, revealing that Midway, codenamed AF by the Japanese, was the target. This allowed Admiral Chester Nimitz to strategically position his aircraft carriers unseen. Another example is the deceptive communication about a fictitious water supply issue on Midway sent in clear code, which the Japanese intercepted. When Japan confirmed AF was facing water shortages, it validated Midway as their target, confirming U.S. suspicions. Supporting opinions suggest that Midway was America's answer to Pearl Harbor. By anticipating and countering Japanese maneuvers with pre-battle intelligence and deception, the U.S. not only evened the odds, but demonstrated the strategic prowess necessary to dominate future engagements in the Pacific Theater. Nevertheless, these tactics did face challenges. Breaking codes is labor-intensive and time-sensitive, and a slight misinterpretation could have led to disastrous consequences. Critics might argue that reliance on intercepted communications places too much faith in the perfection of one's own security measures. This focus on intelligence and deception at Midway had far-reaching impacts, informing broader military strategies. It laid the foundation for later successes, emphasizing the need for continued innovation in intelligence and cryptography. The success of these tactics instilled confidence and credibility, shifting momentum to the Allies and altering the strategic landscape of the Pacific War. It demonstrated that intellectual advantages could decisively influence physical outcomes, underscoring the critical balance of foresight and action in warfare. The events of June 4–7, 1942, mark pivotal moments in the Battle of Midway, which significantly changed the trajectory of World War II in the Pacific Theater. This brief but intense period encapsulates a series of decisive naval engagements between the United States and Imperial Japan. At its core, Midway was a strategic attempt by Japan to eliminate the United States as a naval power in the Pacific, thereby securing its dominance. However, the battle resulted in a clear victory for the U.S., due to a combination of intelligence breakthroughs, tactical innovation, and bold decision-making. The significance of the Battle of Midway lies in its aftermath. It halted Japanese expansion in the Pacific and shifted the momentum in favor of the Allies. The ability of the U.S. to decipher Japanese codes prior to the engagement allowed American forces to anticipate and counter Japan's plan to attack Midway Island, thereby giving the U.S. a critical strategic advantage. This event marked the first major defeat of the Japanese Navy and inflicted irreparable damage, sinking 4 of its 6 large aircraft carriers while only losing one of their own, the USS Yorktown. One poignant example that illustrates this turning point was the American dive bomber attack on June 4th, which resulted in the sinking of 3 Japanese carriers in quick succession. An impressive feat was achieved primarily through the element of surprise and the courage of American pilots. Another example is the successful interception of Japanese fleet communications by U.S. cryptanalysts, which enabled Admiral Chester Nimitz to strategically position his forces. Such intelligence breakthroughs underscore the critical role information warfare played in shaping naval engagements. Opinions supporting the importance of these events highlight the profound strategic impact this victory had, demonstrating the effectiveness of American codebreaking and the benefit of aircraft carriers in naval warfare. However, this turning point isn't free from controversy. Some historians argue over the narrative of American ingenuity, suggesting that luck played a more substantial role than commonly acknowledged. Moreover, the Japanese missteps, such as their failure to maintain operational security and underestimation of U.S. resilience, were inextricably linked to their defeat. Connecting to the broader context of the Pacific War, the Battle of Midway influenced the strategies and outcomes of subsequent engagements. It provided a morale boost for the Allies and a blueprint for future operations, demonstrating the power of aircraft carriers over traditional battleships and highlighting the necessity of superior intelligence capabilities, which became fundamental aspects of Allied success in the Pacific theater.